Well, hello, my friends. I am here with Gordon Krentz. He is the special events director for one of my favorite nonprofits, the Nebraska Humane Society. Gordon, welcome.
Thank you very much, and it's very good to see you. I always enjoy these times together.
Yes, you too. You too. Um, and we're talking about also one of my favorite events. It has to do with animals, and it is dining with dogs. Though I have kitties, I love this event. It is so much fun.
Well,
So,
I got to tell you, I have had requests. Can I bring my cat to this event? Well, enter at your own risk. I mean, we do have cats at the walk, but this is a little bit different because we're in an inside venue, so probably not the best environment for a cat.
yeah. You know what? I would agree with that. But yeah, kitties at the walk, a-okay.
Right.
Uh, so hey, why did you create this event?
Well, for years, as you know, we do black tie and tails, and
Yes.
that usually happens in the even years. So 20, 22, 24, and so on. And so what we were finding as far as an organization goes, that in the even years, our revenue source was we'd have black tie and tails, and then we'd have nothing, and then black tie and tails, nothing. So our CEO decided, let's try to design something where we can generate some revenue for the homeless animals. So we got together and we thought, okay, we can't do a really expensive or high priced ticket event. So let's do something where people can be engaged with their dogs. Well, I know cat people are crazy, but dog people are nuts. So if you are given an opportunity to do something with your dog, they'll do it. So we designed dining with dogs, and it was specifically made at a lower price point so that we can hit all demographics. Because I know so many young professionals love to be involved, but sometimes a higher ticket price kind of
Sure.
keeps them out of the running. But having a lower ticket price, they can come. Plus, it's fun and it's very casual.
I was gonna say
So,
casual. It's very
oh yeah,
casual.
nice pair of jeans, walking shoes, and
Yeah.
it's just a very relaxed environment and a way for them to support the shelter.
What year is this?
But what? Hello, we we are in 2023.
Well, thank you. I thought I was losing my mind.
I know.
But how many years has this been?
Oh, I think we started this in 2013.
Okay. Yeah. I think I remember, I remember being at the first one. Was it at the
Right.
tennis club?
No, the very first one was it's not even there anymore. It was the old Ramada Inn or Holiday Inn.
Right.
It was the
Right.
only
Yep.
game
I
of
remember
that.
that. I
Yep,
remember all the people and their dogs.
yep.
Yeah, it was great.
It was crazy. But yes, we did do it at the tennis courts, and that was pretty
Yeah.
fun too.
Yeah. All right. Are you close to being sold out?
We are very close. In fact, I just checked this morning and we're just a little bit over, but we have a buffer. So I have a few more probably tables to sell if we need to. So, and we
Yeah.
have tables of 8, not tables of 10, because we purposely did that so that we have room for the dogs
Your
at
dog. Yep.
the table and
Yeah.
so that the servers aren't tripping with trays of food over everything.
Right. So let's talk about. So, do your dogs get to eat? Do the doggies get to eat at this?
Well, love that you asked that. Actually, we have a very good partner in Woof and Whiskers. And Kendra Martin, she designs charcuterie trays and she
Okay.
places one on each table. Now, fun, quick little story. There are people that look at it, and these are so lifelike. I don't know what the realistic that people will actually
Actually.
try to eat them and go, huh, not a lot of flavor there. Well, that's because they're designed for the animal. So, yes, each dog, if they want, will
Right.
have to be able to have a treat at their table while their humans are eating.
So I'm looking over here at my notes. So, if someone's dog has to go outside during the event, how does that work?
I am so glad you asked. Well, we designed this event after a another event in Washington, D.C. called the Fur Ball. And we had a lot of conversations with them. And they said, well, we have attendants that are there in the room so that if one of our guest dogs have to relieve themselves, there's someone there to help them. So we picked up on that and we created valet barkers. So these are people that are marked with their t-shirts, and if all someone has to do is raise their paddle, which is this one, and I don't know if you can see it, but it
Yep,
says
yeah, yeah.
Fido Fidgety. All you do is raise this, and someone will come and assist you. And so someone comes, takes your dog, introduces themselves, takes the dog outside, comes back, and gives the dog back to you at your table. So it's really a nice way to enjoy your meal and not having to get up
Yeah,
all the time.
not have to worry, but also
Right.
have your dog taken care of.
Exactly.
So you don't have to bring a dog.
No, many people don't. I know, well, obviously I can, I'm just a little busy, but many people don't bring a dog because there's so much other entertainment in the other dogs and they just love
Sure.
it. So many times at these events, there's a lot of eye contact with adults and saying hello. When you get to this event, you'll see people when they come in, they do this.
Yeah,
They're
everybody's looking
everyone's
down.
looking down. And you'll say, "Oh, did you see Andy at the event?" No, but I saw Gus and Buddy and I
And Snowball and
and Snowball. They remember all the animals, but
yeah,
they go, "Well, I don't know. I think Andy was there." Yeah.
yeah. That's so funny.
Fun.
So what are is there a silent auction at this event or what
Yeah.
are you doing during the event? So
Well, when you come in, your animal will be photographed actually, and then we're going to try to post that, which is fun. And we've created a purple carpet for them to walk on. And then when you enter the room, there is a silent auction, which is always fun. I mean, people just love
yes.
that part of it, and there's always competition, but we have complimentary photos. There's complimentary T-shirts. We have treats from Rotella's. They have a new company called Alchemy, which is a natural dog treat. And so they are joining us this year. And so treats will be available for the dogs with that, which is really nice. And then, of course, we have one time during the evening where we're going to ask you for money, and it's why you're there. And it's called Raise the Pottle. Very clever on our end. And then after that, we have dinner, and then we have a very short program afterwards, and a special surprise at the end of the evening, but I can't tell you what that is because that would spoil the surprise.
Because it would not be a special surprise.
And you're out by 9, which is really nice because
Yeah.
the dogs get restless and they need to get home.
Yeah. So let's just talk briefly. This is raising money for the Nebraska Humane Society. Anything in specific, or I mean, you guys have so much going on,
Oh.
or is it just overall?
Well, we call this will benefit our critical care fund,
Okay.
which is, as you know, we have so many animals here, a lot of animals right now. And so this fund will ensure that all of the services that we provide continue. And so obviously most of it goes to animal medical and
Okay.
making sure that those animals get spay and neutered and microchipped and vaccinated and ready for potential adopters. And then the fund also helps foster care. It helps a pet food pantry.
Yeah.
Um, so many things. As you know, I mean, we're such a large organization that
Yeah.
the dollars are important. Dollars are important to every organization. Absolutely, they are. It's
Yes.
just sometimes when you see a living, breathing thing, sometimes it's a little more in your face.
Well, and I have to tell you, I was over at the Humane Society not too long ago, and I hadn't been there for a while. That building, your building, is beautiful.
We're very, very lucky. We did that renovation, and it started right before the pandemic. And then we were able to continue that construction during that time. Well, then the building became available and ready to use, but masks were still in place and we weren't really
Yep.
allowed to use the building. And now, in the last year and a half, we've been able to see how the building works and see the progress that we've made with bringing cats front and center. That's just for you. So we are able to showcase these animals. And when they are here with us, the dogs especially are in different shaped areas
Hmm.
so that we're not promoting pacing. It's more of a room shape like you would have in your home. And then the cats have these beautiful areas that are
Yes.
quite large, and they have 2 rooms if they're in a kennel, and there's some that are upstairs that look down onto the lobby so they can watch things going on and the movement, and there's a skylight there. So, and the group room, it's just, we're so lucky to have this.
Yeah. It's a beautiful space, and just from if you're going in there to adopt, it's just a great space to be calm and get to know,
Right.
your potential animal companion, and yeah, it's incredible.
Right. And the adoption process, I admit it does take time, but to be honest, we're here for the animal. So
Yeah,
we really want to make sure that it's a good fit for you and your family. It would be terrible to take the animal and it just, oh, this isn't right. This is not what I
yeah,
want. So it does take a while.
yeah. That is priority one, I know, for
Absolutely.
you guys. Well, we are, believe it or not, out of time.
I can't even believe it.
But I think we covered so much. I know this
We
event
did.
sells out. I mean, it might even be sold out by the time this airs, for all I know.
I
But
don't know.
but you know what? If it's this is the place to be on June 9th, Friday
Yes,
night. Uh,
absolutely.
and it's also, if you can't make it for whatever reason, don't donate.
Join us online. You can always log on and
Yeah,
everything's mobile. Get on your phone and you can participate in the silent auction and donate.
that's
Yeah,
awesome, Gordon.
yeah.
All right. Well, it's great to see you.
Good to
And
see you. Thank you
again,
for giving us this opportunity. We really do
yeah.
appreciate it very much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, my friends, Nebraska Humane Society Dining with Dogs, June 9th, and be sure to visit their new building too. So, all right. Thank you again.
Bye.
And folks, we'll be right back. Bye. Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to Metro TV, and I'm excited to be here today with Steve Kudelek. He is the founder of an event called Bike with Mike. Steve, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about Bike with Mike. What is it? What is this event in its third year?
So, Bike with Mike is an event primarily to honor the memory of our son, Mike Kudelek, who passed away from mental illness 3 years ago, but also to educate our community on mental health resources and education on um, making the stigma go away. And so we did something that we put together an event to honor Mike and something that he really loved to do, which was bike the Wabash Trace. And on Thursday evenings, they've been doing this for 30 years, the famous taco ride.
Yep. Yeah.
So we're mimicking the taco ride, but it's on a Saturday morning. This year it is on Saturday morning, June 10th, and we gather around 9 a.m., get everyone registered, and then we depart about 10 a.m. And it's about a 45-minute bike ride, but you do not have to bike. You can just drive straight to Toby Jack's restaurant in Mineola, and you can walk a little bit of the trail, or you can just drive there and participate in the event in Mineola. So the biking is optional, but that makes it a lot of fun
Yeah.
because a lot of people do this as a family. And so it really helps honor Mike, but also brings a lot of awareness for mental health.
Right. Well, you know what? Just tell us a little bit about Mike.
So we have four sons, and Mike was the third oldest of our four. So just being growing up in an environment like that, he learned to be very patient, very easygoing. Mike was as easygoing and gentle of a soul as you can imagine. He was a lot of fun. He was very popular. He started out in the West Side Community School District and then went to Creighton Prep and then to the University of Nebraska at Lincoln. he's very entrepreneurial. He started in junior high, putting together businesses, and
Wow.
did a lot of his own lawn businesses, and actually won scholarships to UNL for being entrepreneurial. But very bright, graduated from UNL with a finance degree, and then immediately went to work with First National Bank, and really had a bright and great career looking forward, and his future looked very good. And then probably about the time he was 25, 26 years old, he started to feel the beginnings of some anxiety and depression.
Hmm.
Was very resistant to any type of getting help, or especially taking medication.
Yeah.
And um, what happened is it just very quickly amplified, and started very quickly progressing into more of a psychotic break, which eventually led to schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, at that point, he was really at a point where medication wasn't even helping him at all, and no any type of treatment he was getting was not helping. He eventually took his life in May of 2020, when he was 29 years old.
Wow. And reading a little bit about, first of all, one of the stories that your son had written, and also in our current issue, we have a story on Mike. Um, as a family, you really didn't know what to do, or I mean, you just, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but kind of helpless.
Yes, that's. I think helpless is a great word, Andy. We are a very resourceful family. We know a lot of people. We know a lot of doctors. We have access to a tremendous amount of resources in this community, and we could not get help. And we experienced the gaps in our mental health community or mental health treatment, and it was so frustrating that part of what drove us to want to be very out there and talking about it is that we were like, this, our community is so great. Omaha's
Yes.
community is so philanthropic, and it's so great, but to have gaps like this in something that's so important and growing, we decided that we were going to really try to get out there and talk about it and do something
Yeah.
about it, so that these families that were kind of hiding the fact that there was mental illness with a loved one. And by the way, now that we've been out there talking about it, the number of people who have come to us and said, okay, we got a problem, but we don't know where to start,
Yeah.
we're convinced that it's in every family. And
Yeah.
so if it's that prevalent, people need to know what steps to take, and they need to know where there are resources to address this before it
Right.
becomes a crisis. Because once it becomes a crisis, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. You know, so let's talk a little bit about Community Alliance and why you chose to support them. And I mean, and they're here to help with with this.
So, Community Alliance has been around Omaha for over 40 years.
Yeah.
They're an amazing organization that provides a number of services to individuals who are struggling with mental illness or substance abuse. They provide housing, they provide employment opportunities, they provide help at the early stages, they provide help for people who have had a psychotic break, and need even deeper resources.
Yeah.
So there's many different facets of Community Alliance that the community has to take advantage of with them. However, not many people know about them. their name just seems to not be out there as much as it should be for what a great organization they are.
Sure.
And when we learned after the fact about their ability to provide services to an individual, or what they call a client who is in the early stages of not feeling right, the very early stages of depression, or the very early stages of anxiety, where an individual just feels like something is not okay,
Yeah.
they have a lot of options. And for a lot of people, that's a great starting point, because they don't want to necessarily see a psychiatrist or have medication forced onto them.
Sure.
And they want to just know, um, what's going on and what are my options. Maybe I just need to talk to a counselor. Maybe I just need to talk to a therapist. Maybe I just need to be in a peer group talking with other people who look like me, who are going through the same thing, and we can work our way through this.
Yeah.
But if they need psychiatric care, if they need medication, Community Alliance can help them with that. So we felt that if we were going to hook our wagon to an organization that we could help wave the flag for, as part of the awareness, Community Alliance would be a great
Yes.
starting point. And by the way, Community Alliance is in the process of moving their
Mhm.
headquarters to a new building at 72nd and Mercy, which is going to be 3 times the size of their current. And they're going to be able to bring some of their services together all in one location. And it's going to be a state of the art, fabulous. And they're going to get a lot more notoriety, and there's going to be a lot more awareness of Community Alliance
Sure.
as these upcoming months happen. It'll probably be about April of 2024 when they make the move to
Okay.
72nd and Mercy.
Okay. Um, yeah, I know. I mean, I know who they are, but again, and they have like an annual event every year that brings in some pretty incredible people to talk about, and some well-known people to talk about what they've gone through.
Yes, in every October, they have their big annual events called Breaking the Silence,
Yeah.
which is all about, stop sweeping this under the rug. Let's break down the stigma and let's talk about it. And the people of national, whether they're movie stars or athletes or just world renowned authors that
Right.
have come to speak about their experiences to the crowd. It's an incredible event at the Holland Center every
Yeah.
October.
Yeah. What do you know what year it is in this year? Because I just recall this going back years and years and years.
Yes, this is probably, this coming October, I think, will be year 35
Okay.
of
Wow.
Breaking the
Yeah.
Silence.
Yeah. Well, a great event. So encourage everybody to keep their eyes open for that. But you know what? Okay, so let's kind of wrap up. First of all, thank you so much for sharing your story and this information. But let's okay, so Bike with Mike. Can people register ahead of time for this event?
Yes, so registration is all online at the website is bikewithmikeday.com. And there is the ability to register in advance. Um, with registration comes, a t-shirt, lunch, a trail fee, swag bag, and it is only $40 plus taxes and fees for adults,
Wow.
$25 for children 12 and under. So very affordable for everything that you get. And there's a program, after everybody gets to Mineola, where there's education about mental health
Yeah.
and what's going on in mental health, and primarily around what's happening with Community Alliance, but other things that are going on in our community. And by the way, there are amazing efforts going on in our community from Nebraska Medicine, from CHI, from Emmanuel. And so all those things, there's a new facility with Children's Hospital. It's
Yeah.
all around behavioral health. there's some amazing things that are happening in our community that is going to make our ability to help people with mental health just get better and better.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to add, so this event in the past 2 years, it's raised over $400,000 in donations. And
Yes, and so people can sponsor
mhm,
the event at that same website. They can donate part of, if they participate, part of their registration goes towards supporting Community Alliance. And people can walk up the day of the event in the morning
yeah,
of June 10th, and you can register that way as well.
yeah. And I also want to mention that there have been over 750 riders and walkers have participated. That's a lot of people, regardless of, yeah, whether you're riding or walking. And I know a lot of people will come on June 10th. I want to ask you another question. So is it 45 minutes to the event, or is it 45 minutes one way biking?
Yeah, that's the average.
About 10 miles?
Yeah, it's about 10 miles. So
Yeah,
that's about the average, just at a very easy pace.
yeah,
And by the way, we let people go in waves, so it's not too crowded, and it's
yeah,
just real easygoing bike ride. If you've never biked the Wabash Trace, it's a beautiful trail through the Lost Hills, and you can keep going past Mineola, and the next leg down to the next town is even more beautiful. And
wow,
a lot of families who have started this said, I've always wanted to do it. We needed a reason, and now our whole family is out biking, and we do this trail, multiple times a summer. So it's getting a lot of people into a great family activity.
yeah, no, absolutely. I'm looking forward to biking it. I actually even got a new bike not too long ago. I had with some bigger tires, and I'm been out, breaking it in. So I'm excited to do the ride. Any final words before I let you go?
Just that we really are feeling every year this gains in popularity and momentum. I think people, with all the recent events that have happened with mental illness, are so much more tuned in to how important it is.
Yeah,
And just, the word that we get out to everybody is, um, stop stigmatizing
yeah,
mental illness. Let's talk about it. It's okay to not feel okay.
yeah,
And if you know somebody, don't wait, get help. And look at Community Alliance as a
yes.
great place to take that first step.
Yeah. Well, Steve, again, thank you for joining me today, and thank you for sharing Mike's story. And again, encourage everybody, Metro Magazine, you can read the story online at spiritofomaha.com. But again, bikewithmikeday.com to register, or just show up and just I'm really looking forward to this event. So thank you again.
Thank you, Andy.